I know, right? Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching the Better Jury podcast. This is episode number 44. I have 44 fingers, and we're here to talk. We're here to talk tonight about who was evicted from the Big Brother 20 household and who won HOH, and the giant fight that happened that was like absolutely amazing and absolutely terrible gameplay, and it was spectacular. And Jacob is really excited for tonight because we get to go in depth on like Big Brother theory, which I'm always down to do too. Yeah, it's great. But before we can do that, we have to introduce ourselves. My name is Kelly.
I'm Jacob, and I'm the hacker. I just want to let you guys know before it comes out that I've been hacking the podcast all season long, and my target is you, Kelly. I'm gonna let you know prior to eviction that you're probably gonna be gone before the season's over.
Oh my goodness!
You take up too much.
I don't believe you won for 1 second right now. You're obviously doing this just to cover for the fact that Sean is the hacker.
Yeah, you take up way too much screen time, and I'm gonna if you don't shut up at some point in this podcast, I'm gonna bite my lip and start bleeding everywhere. Just so you know.
We didn't even get through introductions. Sean, introduce yourself.
I'm Sean. This is Big Brother.
Oh my goodness.
But first.
Should we just veto is used.
Okay. We need to talk about that veto. We need to talk about because we didn't talk about the yeah, I guess we don't need to talk about who won. Do we need to talk about who won the veto?
I mean,
okay.
Actually, I do kind of want to touch on that a little bit because I didn't fully I knew that it was one of those comps that it's the prize comp, but I didn't fully understand how it worked because sometimes those prize comps they can be basically
random.
Chance. Yeah, totally random. But this one not so much. It required a lot of skill. It kind of put two famous comps into one. Jacob, can you pull your mic away just a little?
Yes.
So, I thought it was kind of ridiculous how Tyler and Angela, that whole thing, that Tyler didn't take the veto from Angela. I know that this is, oh man. Sorry, guys. I thought that it was kind of ridiculous that Tyler didn't take the veto from Angela because, it made it pretty obvious that Tyler and Angela are working together. If anyone just took 2 seconds to think about it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Sean.
I can speak from experience. I didn't see the episode, but what I do know is that Tyler got a prize, and then he decided to give up the veto for the prize.
Yeah, when he was on the block.
When he was still on the block. Bold move? I'd like to think so.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is bold. Yeah. So here's the thing, and this is where we can start the theory debate. I think. I think
Sorry. Go ahead and bring your mic back to your poster.
Let's see what halfway. There we go.
Okay. So how's this? Can you guys hear me fine without any problem?
I can hear your angelic tones.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the way to my heart, by the way, is just flattery is just the way to get to me,
That's how Tyler did with his goodbye message tonight. Heyo.
Yes, absolutely. But sorry, what was the question? I got distracted by.
So you want to talk about Big Brother? You want to talk about Big Brother game theory when it comes to the veto and Tyler choosing to not take the veto?
Yeah. So here's the thing. It might be stupid, right? It might be stupid. It's definitely bold. But here's my thing. Faute is dead. Even if Faute doesn't know it, Faute is dead. Faute is no longer a real thing. Level 6 is going to start to have to eat itself. So you might as well kind of out former members and sort of start playing the power block game. We all know who is if you're this deep in the game and you don't know that Tyler and Angela are working together at this point, you need to wake up and probably need to leave the house. I think like it's totally fine for Tyler, in my opinion, to take the Hawaii vacation because everybody knows that Angel's going to take Tyler off the block.
Well, maybe this is just me putting too much like faith into Haley, Fessy, and Bailey. I mean, Bailey kind of recognized that like this is weird. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, I guess that you're right. Like, I guess it didn't really matter. They made so many stupid mistakes.
Well, Haley is so she's fallen down so many pegs in my book. Like she is so dumb. Like she really is, and we'll get to that later. But like she is just.
I think dumb is an offensive term. I think the term you're looking for is moron.
Okay. She is a simpleton. She's a moron. No, I mean she. In terms of the Big Brother game, of course.
Yes. No, just the game.
Like she pretended to be this gamer. Like she was here to play this game, and even in the veto episode, she was like, "I'm not gonna tell anybody. I've gone too far." And I'm like, "Yes, girl, don't tell anyone." But we knew that she was gonna tell somebody.
No, that happened in tonight's episode.
Yeah.
Was it tonight?
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah.
Because she totally contradicted herself.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're like totally right, and I think that's what's so disappointing about Haley because like I had so much faith in her to actually start playing the game. Like she put Tyler up and didn't tell anyone that she had the hacker power, and then basically she fell for Bailey's victim noises. Like I hate to use Cody's term, but like that's what she was doing, and so Haley oh man, Haley just came clean about that, and that was the stupidest. No, I take that back. That was the second stupidest move that Haley could have done this season so far. The stupidest move was later on in the episode.
Yeah, no, I agree with what both of you guys are saying, especially with Haley. Watching the episode was interesting. It was very embarrassing as a participant watching the show and seeing that production set this really fun thing up, and then it's like, okay, now the next part of the power is going to go into effect, but let's all sit and pretend like we don't know who it is, but we still have to go. Oh man, it was really uncomfortable to have to sit through that.
There was a lot like this week was so messy on a production angle because everything was messed up in the previous week.
Because of Caitlin not staying.
Caitlin didn't stay.
Yeah.
Oh, Caitlin.
So like, I'm gonna give the producers a pass this week and this week only because they've had a week now to figure their stuff out. But like, they totally, they didn't prepare this episode to be for the blow up that happened. They thought, okay, this week we know what's going to happen. Usually nothing ever blows up, but then the house meeting happened, and I mean they weren't prepared. So we spent 20 minutes looking at an actor who we all sort of know from side roles dressed up as a granny, like parading around the house.
I did think that was really funny, but I agree with you that they spent way too much time on. Like they could have spent probably a minute less on it, so we could have seen almost like the full unedited version of the fight. Because it was so spectacular.
Let me get this straight. So Brett got a
punishment.
He got a punishment, and it was this granny that stepped in. You know, I thought it was a lot of fun, honestly.
Yeah. It's fun for sure.
But yeah, kind of like you guys are saying, there was a little bit too much time spent on it.
There's an elephant in the room, and it's called that Haley house meeting. And I wanted the people that casually watch the show to see the full glory of the freak out. By the way, kudos to Tyler. By the way, I don't know if those were fake tears, or real tears.
No, those were real tears. Because I mean, like dealing with someone that so broken that they're screaming to where it almost sounds like they're losing their voice from screaming.
Oh,
like
she had lost her mind.
Like that type of intensity, like with it being thrown at you, like that would bring most anyone to tears, but especially if you're already in such a high stressful situation where it's not like people are enemies, like they have some type of a friendly thing. I wanna backtrack though, like really quick before the house meeting. I want to put people in the mindset of where Bailey was before this house meeting. So like the morning of the house meeting, Tyler goes in the kitchen, Bailey's in there too, and Tyler's like, "Morning, Bailey," and he says it even less like catty than I just said, and I don't even think I said it catty. Like it was a genuine, just like, "Morning, Bailey. Like, I'm exhausted from waking up. I'm still trying to wake up," and like later on, Bailey is complaining about how antagonistic Tyler was being with his good morning and how horrible he was, and she wanted to throw something at him. So she's already in this like really angry mindset at Tyler, at all these things that like he's done to her, or she thinks that he's done to her, which, to be honest, I mean, Tyler kind of has done things to her game-wise, which is pretty great. But like she's taken it way over the line. So that's why she snapped the way that she did.
So sorry, go ahead, Jacob.
No, you go ahead.
I just want to kind of bring a social perspective into this, because Bailey always made it seem like there was like social status like being placed on her, and she was less than what everyone else was, and like she talked a lot about being picked on and treated less as a human, and
being the only black woman in the house, and she's scary, and
I didn't get that impression from anyone. Like, the only thing is, you know, if we talked about microaggression, issue, like
microaggressions,
microaggressions, I didn't see any. Like, I know
I'm not an expert though at picking those out. I don't know what it's like for her, but I didn't see anything egregious.
Sean, you got your bachelor's in sociology. So,
I did, but I mean,
not to say that you're an expert, but like I would say that you have a little bit more of
I wouldn't claim
knowledge.
No, because that's too much responsibility. But what I do notice is like she always like kind of had a double standard. Like, hey, don't call me this, don't treat me like this. And then she kind of went right back around and started treating everyone else the same way.
Yeah,
really interesting.
She did kind of bring race into it this week when she was down in the dumps. She's like, I can't stand to be in this house with all these crazy white people. Like,
I didn't take too much offense to that. I mean, it's just like it's one of those things that it's just like.
I mean, I don't either. I mean, I can't put myself in her shoes literally, so I don't know what that's like. But I think what. I mean, I just really want to get into Haley's mindset. Not that Bailey isn't important about calling that house meeting, because it is atrocious to call a house meeting. Don't ever do that. They never work. Unless you're Dan Giesling. Like, and I mean, I'm going to be.
That's really it. Yeah, that's the only exception.
She's not Dan Giesling. So, like, don't do it. Like, she had a plur moment. If we all watch BB Can, she had a plur moment, and it was not good. And like, there's no reason to bring in. Okay, so Haley at this point has been friendly with Tyler, right? Even a little bit on a game level, they've been sort of friendly. And she like throws in for no reason at the last minute the Angela thing, right? And if she hadn't done that, it would have been a totally fine house meeting. It would have been really weird, but it would have been fine. And she just kind of threw her game away for that.
I mean, like, that's basically what Haley was doing. She was guilted into revealing this power, which is she allowed herself to be guilted into revealing this power. Yeah. So by her, this is probably one of the things that Bailey has been saying for the past couple days. Like, Tyler told me to put up Angela, and now Angela is back. Like, Angela backdoored me. So obviously Tyler's at fault. Like, that's probably one of the things that because she does this thing, like, where she has this circular reasoning, and, like, she talks in circles all the time when she's very frustrated, and she's, like, it's her just trying to make sense of what's going on, and that's probably one of the things that she was talking about to Haley, and so that's why Haley brought it up.
Yeah.
Bad game move. Again.
Yeah, there's no good for her game that can come out of that. Like, okay, so if people believe her, and they do, that she's the hacker, it doesn't do anything but put a target on her back. It doesn't help save Bailey. Bailey's already going home for different reasons.
Do you know what the plan was for that meeting? It was to try to pull in Brett and Sam's votes.
No.
Like, what?
Okay, we need to talk about Sam too, but we'll because that almost worked. The Sam part almost worked.
Yeah. Well, Sam. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Sam vote. I mean, we need to talk about Sam because do you guys know what happened prior to the episode?
I don't know fully, like today, because I've been really busy.
Bailey have a discussion.
Okay, so Sam has been trying to self-evict all day.
Shut up! Really?
Yeah, Sam. Okay, because Tyler told Sam that, hey, I have this power, and I didn't tell you about it for 5 weeks.
Tyler told Sam about his power
the cloud,
app.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Is Tyler an idiot?
So Tyler tells Sam this because he's like, listen, I don't want you to worry if anything happens next week. I'm good. Don't worry about me, because she came to him all worried about, like, it really freaked me out to see you on the block, and he's like, don't worry, I need to tell you this thing. And so he tells her, and instead of going okay, she freaks out, right? And she, Level 6 is worried about her vote anyway, because right after that house meeting, she went and comforted Bailey. And just being the nice person that she is, but being lied to for 5 weeks from her best ally, or so she thought, sent her into a tailspin and sent her into the diary room and this is all according to Vegas the spoiler, who hasn't lied to us yet. Sent her into the diary room. The production tried to calm her down. She wasn't having it. She headed toward the side door, and the one thing that got her to stay was production told her that if you leave, you are in a very good place right now with America. If you leave, you will become one of a pariah of Big Brother history.
That's true.
So
I would. Yeah, Sam would go way down for me.
So
she did that.
So I mean, Sam looked fine in tonight's episode during the vote. She looked like she'd recovered, but and it seems like Tyler and Sam have patched things up, and she hasn't went and told anyone. But like, Sam was just offended that like she told Tyler about the power right away that she had, and she had this realization that if Tyler can be lying to her or omitting information, if we're being honest, then anybody can be. So she doesn't know what she's doing in the house, and she said that she felt like a caged animal and that she wanted to leave, and so she, we've known that Sam hasn't been in the best mental space, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm worried about her. I'm worried about what this is going to do for the game, but like, we do need to talk about the separation between game and personal stuff. I feel like this season,
I'm so sorry. Like, I'm still back on that other thing with Sam, with Tyler. Like, he's been playing such a good game. Right. I don't get why he would slip up and like tell anyone about his power, because like he saw what happened with Bailey.
Right.
Like, she's out the door. She was, I guess, because she wasn't out the door yet. She was on her way out the door because this power was revealed from a week ago. Like, Tyler, come on, man.
So the reasoning from Tyler's perspective is that Sam doesn't talk to anybody about game. Sam is like a grandmother to him, right? So he doesn't need to worry about him going or her going and telling Fessy or anybody like that. So
it doesn't matter.
I know, I know, but he thinks of her as like this little minion in the house, for the lack of a better term, and who he can share everything with. And so he was like, it kind of weighed on him that he didn't tell her, I guess. And so yeah, we've got that.
So he had like a more moral dilemma.
Moral. Mhm.
Yeah, and I think it was in response to her running in and comforting Bailey. And Tyler sort of freaked out because now level 6 is questioning where her vote's going to be. So
Do you think that she was honest about who she voted for? Because she was the only person that didn't vote to evict Bailey.
So no, okay, well, okay, she was okay. So she was. She basically she told everyone. But listen, then this is again according to Vegas. Then she went and she hid in like the storage cupboard because she was afraid of people being mad at her. And she was crying and not having not having
Sam,
a
what
good
is
time.
wrong with you?
She's not made out for this game.
She's not.
So I feel like what you guys should talk about is your conscience in this game.
Listen, if Sean, if you and I, because everybody that watches the podcast knows that the best of friends. If we were in the house together, there's nothing I wouldn't do to you that the emotions for me would have to go out the door. When you're playing a game for $500,000, we can make up after the game.
Yeah.
For me, emotions play no part. I can manipulate, I can lie, I can cheat, I can steal. These people this year seem to be taking this game so personally, and it makes for great feeds. But for me, emotions, I don't want to hear about those. What are those? I'm a robot. Give me the robot suit the entire season. I'm good.
Right. Well, it does make the show way more interesting.
Yeah.
Because I could not stand, because that'd be like watching people play chess all day. I can't stand, competition that's like so like mental. I don't know, I can't think of the word, but I was just thinking, well, I would understand that because we've played games together, and I was Hitler, and I wanted to win.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we've played a game called Secret Hitler for context for everybody, and it's a social experiment game. And in this game, when John is Hitler, he wants to win, and he goes for the throat. And that's what you're supposed to do.
Dude, yeah, he's pretty great at it.
I count on emotions to get me.
Yeah.
So Kelly, go ahead and weigh in a little bit. Like, where are you on the emotions versus gameplay scale, and how do you use people's emotions? Because we know you've applied, you've come out clean on that a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
How would you approach manipulating people's emotions in a game like Big Brother, where people tend to freak outs and blow ups?
Well, obviously, like emotions, that's. Oh man, so it's kind of difficult because, like, on the one hand, someone who's super emotional, like, I wouldn't want them in jury, even if they were my best friend, because if it got back to me or got back to them that like I was the person that was their demise, whether or not that was true, like I would lose that vote, and I want someone that was a little more logically based in the jury. I don't even remember where I was going with that. I'm so tired. Just they are important because it allows you, like, someone who's like more emotionally unstable, like they base their decisions off of emotions. It makes it a little easier to determine what's going to happen. But at the same time, like, I've played games of Secret Hitler where I ended up getting butthurt. Like, I'll be honest about it. Like, I got butthurt. So I know that as much as I want to say that, like, I could try to play a less than emotional game, like, I know that it's going to happen. I feel like I would play more of a Casey game. I know that the question wasn't about, like, how I would play, but it's something that, like, if you recognize as a player yourself, like if you recognize what's your downfall when it comes to emotions, then you're able to harness it. I'm just word vomiting right now. Jacob, go ahead, take over, Sean.
Oh, I just want to kind of chime in on that is, you know, whenever you do play a game and like you're playing to win, right? And it's getting intense. Like I love the emotional part of it because it will always get me. And I don't want to be like double standard with it, but like I hate when I'm outbested, you know, like emotionally outbested. I've had trust in the other person. I let myself do that because I thought I knew better, but you know, it stings, you know, and that's really that's part of the game.
So, for me, I think I can simplify it in that I would never make a move like the one that Haley made out of emotion. I would come clean as a power holder only in the case that I thought it was going to advance me in the game and win me $500,000. I feel like you can have like I have emotions in my regular life. That's what regular life is for. But you're here to play a game. You're not here to, like a commenter says, Brian McFarr says he thinks about Fessel, that Fessel thinks he's on The Bachelor, and like these, and he's a little bit right. People don't come into this game with, if you don't know the background and you're not like a super fan, you come in with like some emotional baggage because you're not really prepared for the emotional intensities of the game, and we've seen that all manifest itself in different ways this season. But I think that you have to count on people being overly emotional as well. So the way you balance that is, I think Tyler did a great job tonight. He's like, listen, I'm gonna just like take you yelling and spray you with truth, you know, like and I think it's important that like as much as I give Haley crap for her decision and Bailey and even Caitlyn and whoever else for bad gameplay moves, I can't really hate on them as a person because they're playing from a perspective that isn't a hardcore gamer, and you know, they're playing this game emotionally. But I just, when it comes to playing a game like this, you have to sort of take emotions out of it at a certain point. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sean.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Sure.
Because I agree. I thought Tyler had a lot of control when that conversation was happening between him and Bailey, and they had that house meeting.
At least he wasn't bleeding.
Right. Yeah. That's what I want to say. Is like she was like furious. She was emotionally furious. Like she had reached the dew point, the boiling point. And I don't know if it was when I don't know what happened to her mouth, but I mean, she bit her lip. She bit her lip hard.
Yeah.
Like really hard.
Yeah. She thought she lost a tooth, actually.
Yeah, she didn't. But she because there's no way for that to happen.
Yeah.
But this is basically the argument that you see between, or like the two mindsets that you see between people who have seen the game and recruits. Right. Bailey is a recruit. That's why she's taking
Fessel is a recruit.
Yeah, Bessie is a recruit. That's why you see people taking things that are like game moves as personal attacks. Like
Sam is a recruit.
Yeah, Sam is a recruit. And like the whole idea of Sam going and wanting to self-evict all day because Tyler lied to her for 5 weeks, like they're going and not understanding that lies are a part of the game. And because I don't tell you that I'm in an alliance with someone else and I have these other plans going on, that doesn't make it a personal attack, which is exactly what happened. I want to say it's yesterday, where Angela and Bailey were in the kitchen talking, and Angela was like, look, I really like you on a personal level. Like, I know that outside of this house, we're going to be great together. And I'll always go to bat for you personally. But in the game, like there are things that I can't tell you because it's my game, and Bailey's taking that like a personal attack.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that like she's a recruit, and so that's something that you're going to be dealing with.
Right. Exactly. I liken it to this. If Kelly and I were to go into the Big Brother house hypothetically together, and like we had separate, we would have separate games, even though we're the best of friends outside of the house. We would have separate games, and if Kelly's best move was to backdoor me and get me out of the house because I'm some sort of threat, I would expect her to do that. I'm not gonna attack her personally for it. I'm gonna be a little bit mad that I don't get a chance to win $100,000, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna win America's favorite house guest anyway. Like, but I would expect her to make the best game move, and these recruits don't know the game, so we can't expect them to play the game the way that we've seen it played, and that's why Big Brother's a show. Because if it's just game players, then it becomes like a chess tournament or a poker tournament. And
let me ask you a question, Jacob.
Sure.
So, if production is recruiting these people, do they kind of count? Do they count on that to be part of it? Is that emotional part?
Yes, 100%. So production counts on every season. They count on what I would call tropes of people. They go for every year. You can count on a gay person. You can count on a person of color. You can and you all sort of they look for certain characteristics in their house guests, and they're always the recruits. And then you have your super fan that's always like Scott. I mean, there's we've had Ian, Steve, we've had
I'd honestly also say Cameron. We didn't see enough of him, but I would venture out to say Cameron.
Yeah.
So how, since you guys are such veterans of this game,
barely.
Okay,
I'm barely that, but yeah.
Have any recruits won Big Brother?
Yes. Yeah.
Jordan was a recruit. I'm pretty sure.
Jordan won. Rachel was definitely not a super fan the first time around, was she? Rachel Riley?
I genuinely don't remember. I just remember that the season that she did actually win, it was like production super gave that to her. Like they brought back Pandora's box, and I don't need to get into that. Like that was a production handing it to her.
But yeah, I'm trying to think.
Ian won BB14, so no. Andy won BB15. I don't think he was a recruit.
No.
BB16 was Derek.
Derek, and he was a fan.
17 was Steve, who was a fan. 18 was Nicole. She was a vet, though.
So long story short is that recruits definitely can win the game.
They can win it. They're up against it when it comes to knowing the game. But they can definitely win the game, and they're there more for entertainment purposes and to fill roles and create drama. And that this season has struck gold when it comes to that. The fact that we're having this long of a discussion about a blow up is amazing. Like it's this is fantastic television.
It's like the theory of The Good Place.
Yes.
Like you find the people that all make each other miserable, and you stick them in a house and just watch it work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so great. It's so great.
And I guess this sort of feeds into another topic, which is I really don't like it when mainstream media forces CBS to make a statement about comments that people make outside of their their already intact warning when you watch the feeds or watch the show, which is sometimes you're going to hear things that you might not agree with, but there are people in this house who have mics on them, and I'm not defending what they say, but like when we see production step in and say, hey, you can't do that, it takes away from.
Did we see that happen this week?
Not this week. I was just
Okay, just a
saying
general
yeah,
comment.
right. Just in
Okay.
general.
Yeah, that definitely takes away from the social experiment aspect of it.
Right.
I mean, I'm kind of more of a BB-15 part in that one, unless it's like someone putting someone in like bodily harm.
Right.
Kind of like with Megan and the things that were being said. I'm glad that production, like, I mean, they didn't step in. Like, she recognized what was going on. She left the house. Like, she willingly
of her own
left.
volition.
The other thing too is not just is bodily harm happening, but also is there perceived harm? Yeah. Is there a possibility that what is happening is going to lead to something worse?
So, listen, I don't like to see what we saw with Bailey on a personal level. Like, it made for great TV, but it worries me for her and the house guests, because like when I mean, it shouldn't get to that level. I agree with Tyler on that, but like, man, this game is crazy, and if you bring your emotions into it and play an emotional game, you're setting yourself up for failure, because like when you come out of the house, there's going to be people who say terrible things about you, and you have to be able to sort of shake it off.
Continue to say terrible things about you.
Isn't that something that's covered in that contract that you have to waiver?
Well,
right?
It totally is. But I want to say, like, here's the main problem with Bailey. So, number one, she's a recruit, so she's going to take things emotionally. Number two, she has been blaming production all week because they casted her under the, like, aggressive black woman archetype.
Okay.
Right. And she is sticking to that. So she's allowing herself to be, like, to get to the point to where this fight was, to where she totally broke.
Yeah.
So that's just her own fault again.
The thing is, we can talk from a game level about Bailey's downfall, but I think again she just kind of let herself be dictated from an outsider's perspective. Again, I don't have any I'm not a psychic. I don't read auras. I don't claim to have any sort of insight into what she's actually feeling. But
yeah, go ahead.
Here's what we know. She did allow herself to believe that was the only reason production casted her. Now, let me just say this: when production casts you, you're under no obligation to stick under what the reason why they casted you in the first place. Yep. We've seen that happen with Dan Giesling. His audition tape was something completely different than what he was in the house.
He deliberately did that.
Yeah.
I would say like Matt from last season, BB-19. He came in thinking, we all came in thinking that he was going to be amazing, and he just ate cereal.
Well, and then Winston from this season.
He ate so much cereal.
Yeah, Winston from this season, like he was the same thing. So you're under no obligation to stick to what they told you to do in your audition, in your pre-taped like intro video. Mm-hmm. Like you can totally change things up, and that might be a good strategy. If you're listening to this podcast, be outlandish in your audition video. If you're in an audition, be outlandish, be something, know what you are, but then you're under no obligation to do that.
Just know that you're doing it just to get on the show.
Right.
Once you're on the show, be yourself.
Yeah, juggle chainsaws if you can.
I mean,
say that again, Sean.
I was saying to juggle chainsaws if you can.
Like production is sweating bullets about Sam right now, because they didn't see any indication of this in her casting. This isn't a great. It doesn't look good for them if she has to leave the house under some mental break at this point in the game. With Megan, it was a little. With Megan, it was a little different because it was early in the season. It was week 1 or 2.
It was before. It was pre-feeds.
Okay.
She left pre-feeds, and also she had even though like it had been a year and a half. Like, she had a history of PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, we don't know if Sam has, like,
Well,
Sam hasn't come out and said that she has some type of history of this. I'm not saying that she does.
Right.
We just don't know her background. But I would assume
and I
that
adore her
after,
as a person, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to make that clear. I think she's amazing.
And I would honestly assume that she doesn't have anything like that, because after Megan last year, I wouldn't, as production, want to have someone that it might be triggered again. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I can't and won't speculate about any sort of mental condition, but I do know that I was just proving the point that you can act completely differently once you get casted. You're not stuck in the bubble that they cast you in. And
unless you let yourself be stuck.
Yeah. And Bailey sort of, I mean, embraced the sort of Cersei role in this game, where she wanted to have all the power, but none of the
wanted
consequences.
Everyone loyal to her.
Right. Yeah. Swear on the Bible for me that you're gonna, kiss my ring and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, I feel bad for her personally, but man, she's got herself set up. She's got her swaggy seat outside the house. She's got her family.
She's got swaggy feet in her uterus.
Oh, hey! Look at that. Breaking news. No, I'm just kidding.
Man. No, I still don't think she's had her period yet. Like,
oh, wow.
And she's been going in and talking to the medical people in the DR.
Okay. Oh, Bailey?
Okay. Bailey, yeah.
Bailey might be carrying a mini swaggy, which is amazing.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, oh, no is right.
But yeah, so that was something that kind of confused me, right? When Bailey was evicted tonight, by a 6-1 vote where Sam voted to keep her, okay, Julia's been notoriously tight-lipped, as she should be, about information from the outside house when you're a juror. Why did she leak hey, your boyfriend went to go see your parents and that was awesome?
Because it has to do with the show, and Swaggy's not in the house, and production has been pushing the showman's line because there are no other showmances in the house.
Yeah, there was. It was Brett and Winston.
I know, and Winston's gone.
Yeah.
So like there's nothing else. And so they're trying to milk it as much as they freaking can. I wouldn't be surprised if like in part of the jury segment that Bailey gets to see
update?
I know, right? Now that'll be saved for the finale.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bailey gets to see like pictures of Swaggy meeting her parents, because they can continue to make that a storyline.
Well, let me ask you: whose idea was it to go meet Bailey's parents? Was it Swaggy's idea or was it production's idea?
95%
Production's like, hey, we'll fucking fly you out to Michigan or wherever they live.
But
how's that sound? Does that sound like fun?
Yeah. By the way, just a little bit of a fun tidbit. Remember way back when Swaggy was in the house and he was saying to Caitlin about how he lives in like the ghetto of Connecticut?
Yeah.
Right. He lives right down the road from Caitlin in LA.
Oh, that's right. He moved to LA.
Yeah. So
God, he's an idiot.
He's fine. He's got his own thing in LA. He's totally fine. If anybody was concerned about his welfare,
he's not totally fine. He's living on Twitter. Any adult who's, any adult who uses this time.
That's the new day trader.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So
man,
I haven't seen a season where emotions run this high, this consistently, in a long time. I'm really worried about Sam. I'm glad for Bailey's health that she gets a 1-week vacation from everybody, and she can sort of solidify herself. And because usually, the first person in jury sort of acts as a foreman for the jury, and I wouldn't want the foreman to be super, super bitter. Like,
okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Because goodbye messages from Tyler, like Tyler solidified that he is playing a better game than Paul. I was really worried about his goodbye message. I've been really worried this whole week because I've been very worried about Tyler this whole week. First it was being put up on the block, and then if Haley put herself into veto, then like Haley or Rockstar brings her down, or Haley or Rockstar win veto, Tyler's gonna be on the block, then he'll probably go home. And then after the blow up, I was like, oh my God, like there's no way that Bailey will ever vote for Tyler because of how it happened. And like a fight that large, like it stands out to you and you hold that against them, especially someone as emotional as Bailey. And then I was also worried that Brett would take the win because after the fight was over, Brett went to Bailey and like consoled her and like listened to her and was doing great jury management. And like no one is taking Brett as a threat because they all view him to be ridiculous, which makes sense because he's so charismatic. And then the goodbye messages show up, and you have Tyler who calls Bailey exactly what she needs to hear for Tyler to potentially secure her vote, saying that she was a big threat that he needed to get out.
Not a big threat, a great player.
Oh, a great player. Yeah. Like she loved that. She ate it up. It was amazing. Like good for Tyler.
Yeah.
And then you have Brett.
I love Brett.
Oh man, I love Brett.
Oh man, he did the epitome of Brett like goodbye message. It was horrible, horrible jury management.
I think so I was thinking about this earlier too. I was thinking, I think Brett knows he's not going to win this game. Like he's going to get really far in the game, but he knows he's not going to win it. Like
I think Brett could win.
I don't know about that. Most of his goodbye messages have been like losers, winning. And
that's his problem right there.
Like, I really don't think he's thinking that far ahead into the game. I mean, I'm sorry. I think he thinks he's not going to win this game, and so he's just playing. He's just showmanship.
Was Brett a recruit?
I would think so, yes.
Because if he was only given BB-19, like, and then he didn't make it through the season,
it sounds like they were given 17, 18, 16, 17, 18, and 19 in sequester. Don't quote me on that, but...
Too late. It's already on Twitter.
But I think that's what they were given, and I think I heard that from. I think it was Casey who said something about that. Then they like immediately cut to Fish because don't talk about production.
Yeah.
But
go ahead, Sean.
But I want to say, like, Brett has been playing a solid game. Like, he has been consistent in who his character is or his archetype. Yeah. I love that. Like, I really appreciate that about him being consistent. And he's also taken, like, the blunt on some really heavy stuff. And he played it really well.
Listen, right now, hot take. If it was Casey and Brett in the final two, I would vote for Brett. Now.
I would vote for
Brett. Brett's had a bigger target.
Right.
To be fair, I mean, there's an argument for Casey. Like, she hasn't done anything to make herself a target. Yeah.
She's played the Andy game, but I right now, if the season was to end and that was the final two, I would vote for Brett. I would vote for Brett over a lot of people in the house. I would vote for Brett over Scotty. I would vote for Brett over. I would vote for Brett over a lot of people to win this game.
Yeah. Brett's my baby.
Yeah.
I know. I keep telling Sean how lucky he is that we all thought that Brett was an idiot in the beginning of the season.
He's my Victor.
Yeah.
He is your Victor.
A pony.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome. You know what? I really hope that next season, can we just have like all vets, but a lot of vets from BB20 like this season? Can we please like throw Cameron into a house with Swaggy C and
Oh my
like
goodness.
and just watch the drama happen because Swaggy was like paying
Was
some
Swaggy talking smack about
yeah
Cameron?
about Cameron and about a whole bunch of people from BB19
God.
except for Paul. He loves Paul. And
Of course he does.
Paul loves him back on Twitter. They're in a love affair together on Twitter. It's
Of
beautiful.
course they are.
I mean, but it's I just want to see like in all of that BB21. I've changed my mind. I don't need to be on BB21. I just want to see. I want to see all of that carnage. I mean,
I would be okay with that, but mainly because next year I won't be able to be on the show because of my job. So let's have it be all bets next season.
Stupid jobs.
I know it's a 2-year program. Isn't that ridiculous?
So no BB21 or 22 for you. It's going to be BB23 at the earliest.
No, I think BB22 would be okay. Because I should be done before BB22 starts. Whatever. Yeah.
I hope they do something, and I think I'll give this credit to you for this, Kelly. You mentioned this off podcast, but I really hope that for BB21 they do something related to alcohol and bring a lot more alcohol into the game.
Yes.
Because it's season 21 and we miss the alcohol explosions. Not that we've needed it this season. In fact,
they were supposed to have the halfway party.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be yesterday.
Yeah. They had the party, but no alcohol.
Yeah, because of Bailey, like the fight that happened.
Well, she bit her cheek off, so I wouldn't give her alcohol at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, no, that'll just numb the pain.
Yeah.
There's alcohol.
Do we have any comments in the comment section?
Yeah, let's see.
Just the one from about Fessy thinking that he's on The Bachelor, which is still true. He always will. If Fessy wins HOH, which won't happen, he'll fall backward into it, and nominations won't happen. This will be the reset week that production wants because nominations won't happen, veto won't happen, or anything. Just Fessy won't understand what to do.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what'll happen if Fessy wins veto. Fessy wins HOH.
Can we have Fessy give up his nominations to Julie, and Julie can make the nomination?
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
Julie's the secret hacker for the week.
Oh man.
She gets
that would be
to
awesome.
Remove a vote and like, can we make Julie America's player from outside the house? That'd be amazing.
Right. I wish.
Julie's always America's player.
I could make so many jokes right now, but I won't.
That'd be so hilarious.
Oh man. So anyway, Bailey's out of the house. Brett is playing the Paul Jury. He went to the Paul School of Jury Management.
He did.
Which is why he probably won't win this game.
The douchiest thing to do.
Okay, do you guys still think Haley can win this game?
Up until she revealed herself as a hacker, I did. But her saying that she was the hacker showed me how much of an idiot she is at this game. I know I say that word a lot because I don't want to like say any other words.
Any other words? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, I don't. I mean, even if she makes it to final 2, good for her. I would be pissed off if she won the game because she's I would consider her the most competent player on the other side of the house, which is not saying much.
No. And do we agree that the sides game is dead at this point?
I think it's dead. I don't know because the Baute side doesn't realize that it's dead. Baute doesn't even know there's another side. I take that back.
Well, I think the ringleader on that one's Fessy.
No, I think it's Haley.
No, it's Fessy. He's always out of the loop.
Oh man, this season's insane. It's so good.
But he did get the vote right this time. I think this is the first time Fessy actually was on the.
Oh, he did.
Voting.
not going to ask what happened.
But I'm pretty sure that it was because that house meeting happened. That's the only reason he knows.
He's sipping the tea, being like, "So we're voting Bailey out, guys."
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen right now.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. That's great. So okay, can we? Okay. So why? Okay. So why, if you went out of your way to create a house meeting, would you not vote for Bailey to stay if you're Haley?
Oh, because she knew it was pointless.
But then why make the house meeting?
Because that happened yesterday, and their plan was to like try to convince the votes for it to happen. And then like you know that in Big Brother, like 10 minutes is like an hour.
Sure.
In real life.
Also, I mean, there is one way that can work in her favor, and that's as a jury vote. Let's say if that happens and she's like top 2 and she makes it, she has a jury vote for sure now in her favor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree with Jacob though that like no, Sean, you're right. Like she definitely does have a jury. Haley has a jury vote from Bailey, but I agree with you, Jacob, that like if I was Haley, I still would have voted to keep Bailey because Rockstar has gone out of her way this week to make it clear that she would give up her own game so Bailey could stay in the house because Rockstar is like this uber social justice warrior and at the very end will vote for the most disenfranchised person.
Yep.
Without looking at game, which
it's very important that she knows and everybody in the house knows that she will never put JC on the block because he's gay and she's an ally for the gays.
And Bailey has had so much adversity because she's
black. Like treating somebody that
yeah. So
Jacob, you would know. Like you would know.
Yeah. So like I mean
Give me, you fucking insulted Jacob.
No, it would take a lot. Like, listen, I'm a robot when it comes to. I don't do that. But listen, if I'm ever on Big Brother, can I have Rockstar in my corner, please? Can I have her in the house so I can just count on her jury vote?
As long as you're okay with hearing about your white privilege all the time.
Oh, you know what? I don't even think in her mind I qualify.
Because does your disability like counteract your white privilege?
It depends on who you ask, honestly. Like I don't believe that. I'm not an expert on that, but like it depends on who you ask. But I feel like Rockstar would.
As somebody that's blind, I'll probably say that.
I mean, I don't know who wins that social justice fight, you know, but yeah, give me a Rockstar, please, in the end, because
I know, God.
You know, a while ago, I took this test that told you like if you were a social justice warrior or if you were like someone that like tolerated injustice, and so
those were the only 2 options.
No, it like was a spectrum, but
okay.
I fell on the part where it was like I tolerated injustice, like I didn't say anything, like. Oh man, so you know, if I see something crazy happening in the house, I mean, people are screwed.
Listen, there's no way that if something crazy is like this, just so you guys know, I would not stick my neck out on the line to stick up for anybody in the house if it meant that I was going to lose $500,000.
I know. That's what makes Haley an idiot.
Yeah, like, this is a game. The carrot, it's a carrot on the stick, you know? Yeah. You're trying to get the carrot.
I'm there for. Listen, I will. I would use every card in the book to get Rockstar's vote. I would, you know, yeah. She would, yeah. I would definitely have her vote. I would make. Yep. I would do everything I possibly could to play whatever she needed to hear to make me win the game.
To be clear, yeah, I like because I feel like I'm kind of crapping on the whole social justice warrior thing. Like I personally. I would probably more identify myself in that genre. Yeah. But
especially 5 years ago.
What? Oh yeah, especially 5
years ago.
Yeah, especially 5 years ago. But Big Brother, like it's not the same reality. It's not the same reality as like what we see today. Big Brother's not about the most disenfranchised person is the most deserving.
No.
It's about playing a game. And so that's why I feel like I can make fun of her for doing this because like that's not how you play the game.
Right.
And I don't want that to be rewarded. That kind of thought process to be rewarded.
You know what you got to do is you got to boil some water and just throw that on one of the other players. That'll show them.
I just realized what you said. What?
It's that time of the night, guys. I think I should stop talking now.
Sean's delirious, but the closest I would ever get to that in the house would be if I was trying to make coffee for everyone in the house, and I spilled boiling water on myself trying to do a nice thing, so let everybody else make the coffee in the house.
I would want you to serve me coffee every day because I knew it would be that exciting. Like there's a chance it could happen.
it would be episode gold every week. I wouldn't do it because I care for my own personal safety more than I do good feeds. But you never know.
I love it.
Anyway, guys, it's late. It's time for us to sign off.
It is.
Bailey is gone. I'm sad about it. I hope she ends up okay. I drafted her. She was my
You're
number
down
one.
2 people now, aren't you?
I'm drafted basically 3 because Rockstar is a dead horse in this game. But yeah, I still have Casey, and she might win. So.
Well, I'm sticking with Brett. He's my dark horse, and he's doing a good job. Sam, I hope that she's okay. It sounds like she's going through a hard time right at the moment.
Yeah.
Tyler, don't be an idiot. Don't tell people about your power, man.
Tyler.
It's like the worst thing that you could do in this game is start to act like the other side of the house.
Tyler needs to put his head back.
Tyler, don't run away from your feelings.
Tyler, run away from your feelings. Don't tell her. It's too late now. He can't hear me.
Yeah.
He's in LA and I am not. Sorry. Sorry guys. I'm a teacher and I'm trying to do something.
She's working on her vowels still.
That's me, Kelly.
6th grade.
What? This is an E?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's what that is.
We're gonna work on getting Kelly ready to put together 4-piece puzzles.
As long as I don't go to the school of Caitlin, I should be okay.
Yeah, you should be fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn my camera over to my dog, but I'll mute myself. But you guys can see my dog.
Okay. All right. All right. So I think with that, it's time to end this episode. It's been crazy. We've talked about Big Brother theory to death. I'm ready to move on to next week. Oh, by the way, should we spoil HOH?
HOH wasn't spoiled. It was in the episode.
Oh, duh. Never mind.
Yeah.
HOH is Haley, and she's going to make decisions.
Dude, Tyler better use his freaking power. That's all that I got to say.
Yeah.
Tyler better use his power.
Because Tyler's going up, for sure.
Tyler better use his power.
Unless Sam tells Haley about the power for some reason.
Tyler better use his power.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. I wonder what the hacker power is going to be this week, but
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Okay. See you Sunday. Are we doing West Coast time or East Coast time? I don't know yet. I'll have to talk to Kelly to see if he can podcast with us.
I miss Kelly.
He misses us. We miss him.
Oh,
he's
man.
such a light in the darkness.
Yeah, he is. And he was my main let's make fun of Caitlin.
Oh my God! There's another one.
Wow, it's incredible.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Good night, guys. On that note.
See you Sunday. Bye.